Welcome back. All right, so we're going to talk about how to graph the information that we've gotten. So on our example, we found our HA, we found our VA, our RD, and we have our simplified answer right here. This is our simplified answer after we factored and simplified. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a graph. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I'm just kind of making my own graph. This isn't a hard thing to do, to make a graph. You don't have to be an artist, I promise you. Straight lines and tick marks. That's all there's to it. Take your time, make them. So how do we find our HA? Well, HA, it says, is y equals 0. So we need to go to our y-axis and go to 0 on our y-axis, which would be right there. Be right there in the middle, because this is our y, and we move 0, so it stays right there. So we're going to have a horizontal asymptote, which is a dotted line from left to right. So I know you're not going to be able to see it too much because it runs along with our x-axis, but there is a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. Now we have a vertical asymptote at x equals -5. So we go to our x-axis and we go to -5. We'll make a little dot right there. And vertical means up and down. So we're going to have a vertical asymptote going up and down at -5. And that's how you would plot your asymptotes. Horizontal and vertical. You go to y equals 0, y equals 2, y equals -4, whatever it is. You go to that and you just make a horizontal line that is dotted at that point. For vertical, you go to x equals -5, x equals 2, x equals 0, and you make a vertical line that's dotted at that point. RD means there's a hole at 5 and 5 1/5, so it's going to be somewhere right in there. How do we make a hole? We just put a circle. We just make a circle. Okay? Well, now we have some information, so I don't think we're ready to make our graph yet. We need to find out probably where our y-intercept is. And to find our y-intercept, all we do is we plug in 0 for all of our x's from our simplified answer. And why is that? We had a lot of questions in that last class. Why do I plug in 0 for x to find my y-intercept? Well, for y-intercepts, what are your x values for y-intercepts? You have to ask yourself that. When I go along this y-axis, any point along this y-axis, if I stay on the y-axis, my x value is going to be 0. So if I plug in 0 for all my x's, I'm going to get a y value. So for here, I have 2x plus 5. I'm going to plug in 0 for my x because I know it's going to give me a y value. F of 0 equals 2 over 0 plus 5. So 2 over 0 plus 5 is just, f of 0 is just 2 over 5. So my y value is going to be at 2 over 5, which is somewhere like right in there. Again, I didn't draw a great graph here. I should have made my links a little bit bigger. But I know it's going to cross at that point. It's going to go to the hole and then go, it's going to go through the hole, stop at the hole, and then keep on going. My line's going to keep going this way, and then once it gets closer and closer to the vertical asymptote, it's going to just start going up. It's not going to start going down because it's going to stop at the horizontal asymptote. And it can't cross there either. So it's just going to keep going up. Now I know we talked about the funny word cattywampus, or diagonal, for y'all who don't like sense of humors. Something that's cattywampus to this graph would be diagonal, which would be over here. And over here we can just put a graph over here as well, because we know for this class we're dealing with a lot of just cattywampus graphs. A lot of diagonal graphs. We're not going to have too many that are going to be different than that. So really that's all you need to know for graphing these type of equations. you have any other questions, just put them on the discussion board, and hopefully I'll make a video for that, or we can talk about it in class.